Take a look at the visuals that are coming in on our screens right now. The thousands of youth on the streets of Kathmandu, they've also stormed the federal parliament premises in New Baneshwar in Kathmandu. They broke over the police barricades, they climbed over the gates. There was a lot of tear gas and water cannon usage by the police, which failed to deter these protesters. The police also resorted to firing on the crowd to disperse the demonstrators, and that's where we've seen one person who has died. Shivani, of course, continues with me. Shivani, the visuals on our screens right now of the young people trying to break into the federal parliament area, the new Nepal parliament complex, where they climbed onto the gates, broke through the gates, which led to stricter police action. And as you said, curfew has been imposed till 10 p.m. But what are you picking up from your sources in Nepal? What is the situation on the ground? Because it seems that the youth in Nepal is very, very angry at this violation of the freedom of speech.
Anisha, there has been an altercation at a number of places between the students, the violent protesters and the police out there. They had to use the tear gas and even bullets for that matter. The police was trying to control this protest, and in this we've seen the masses or the students, they tried to enter into the parliament in Nepal. They also tried to intrude into a number of other government buildings. So they were being controlled by the police. And after this altercation, one student, as I was saying through the sources we are learning, has lost the life. There are more than 800 who are injured in this altercation and the use of force by the police in Nepal. The protesters are violent. They are not ready to stop the protest, and that's why the police is getting into action at a number of places. So this is their anger against the Oli government because of the closure of the social media platforms throughout Nepal, and this is an emerging situation. We are trying to get more updates from Nepal. In Kathmandu, the protest still continues. There is a ban on internet out there, and the government had already declared that these 26 platforms will be closed, and the registration was to be done, which was not done earlier. And then the students, they decided that they will be holding this protest today, and we are seeing multiple scenes across 10 districts in Nepal, from where similar scenes are emerging, similar pictures are emerging. Anisha.
Shivani, let's take a look at the situation in Nepal, where the government on one hand trying to control social media platforms, saying that they're not registering, they're not following the rules set down by the government. On the other side, we're seeing the statements that, and I'm looking at the news coming out of Nepal from the Nepalese media outlets, which are saying, where students have said that, well, these social media platforms were being used by us to do business that we were doing. We were trying to earn from these social media platforms. The government is not giving us proper work. Also, they're talking about rampant corruption in Nepal. So all of these things are being said. And at the moment, viewers, on your screens right now is the latest visuals we've got of youth who've gotten injured during these protests, who are being taken away from the protest site to the hospitals. This is an ongoing situation. This is a live situation. As Shivani was just saying, things are developing, and we are getting more and more. We're trying to get more and more information for you. But Shivani, when we talk about the cause of these protests, on one hand, the government saying that these international platforms need to register, they need to follow the rules set by the country's government. On the other side, the youth saying, well, this is how we get information. These platforms are essential for freedom of speech, for us to know what is happening, for us to share information, and most importantly, for us to also earn. So both things have to be seen, isn't it, Shivani?
Certainly, it has to be seen. The government has its own logic. The government says that there was a certain registration amount that these social media platforms needed to pay to the government of Nepal, but it was not done. And only after that, this action was taken. But on the other hand, the students, majorly the Gen Z, who are the users of these social media platforms majorly, They protested saying that they are being deprived of a platform where they can voice their concerns, because today WhatsApp, social media, the X, the Instagram, the Facebook, that holds a very important part in expressing one's views, in getting information, in learning, even in doing business, Anisha. So for that matter, this closure of 26 social media platforms has been a concern for the students in Nepal. Overall, Nepal, we are seeing this violent protest that's going on against the decision of KP Sharma Oli and the Nepalese government. And this happens to be a one of the biggest protests that Nepal has seen in past few months, in fact. And we are also seeing the use of force by the police. There's an emergency meeting that has been called by the Nepalese government. So we have to wait and watch whether the government is reconsidering its decision on the closure, on the ban of these 26 social media platforms, or it goes ahead with its decision.
Well,
So this
Shivani,
is a major
stay on
crisis.
with me. As you said, the Nepalese government has called a meeting. They're trying to figure out how to deal with the situation. But on your screens right now, viewers, are the visuals we're getting from Kathmandu. Tear gas shells are being used. Water cannon is being used. The young people in Nepal, however, clearly undeterred. 80 plus people have been injured, that we have confirmation regarding. At least one person has been killed during these protests. And this protest is raising serious issues about the right to speak, the right to get information, the right to exchange information. The youth is saying that banning social media sites is a way for the government to control criticism against the government. In fact, we've seen statements coming in from celebrities in Nepal who are saying that voices are being suppressed and there is unchecked lust for power by the Nepali government, by the Oli government, that there is frustration among the citizens, and this is the statement coming in from the Gen Z. Their voices must be heard. And on your screens, viewers, right now are the videos we have received so far from our sources in Nepal as the clashes between the protesters and the police continue. You can clearly see, even as water cannon and tear gas shells are being used by the police, the young people in Nepal are still marching forward. They've broken through barricades, they've tried to break through the doors of the Nepali parliament, and this is something that they are very, very angry about, the fact that the government is banning social media. They're also saying that this is a direct attack on their livelihood, because several people are using these social media sites to run their businesses. They're saying that this is also a way to curb any criticism of the government that is done on these social media sites. And you can see here, they're holding posters, they're holding banners, they're wearing masks, but they are marching forward even as the police continues using water cannons and tear gas shells. And Nepal continues to face digital disruption as well. And as my colleague Shivani was just saying, there is now an internet ban shut down in Nepal. Phone lines are also disrupted at the moment. And but this anger by the youth seems to be continuing unabated. The visuals that you're seeing on your screen of thousands of youths in the streets, not just of Kathmandu, but as my colleague Shivani said, in 10 districts of Nepal at the moment, these protests are ongoing. Thousands of young persons are marching forward against the government's decision to ban unregistered social media platforms. Now, these youth, as we've been discussing, say that this is impacting communication, it's impacting business, it's even hampering education, as a lot of information sharing is done on via these social media platforms. They're saying this is a suppression of free speech and the right to stay connected. Many users have been taking to VPNs to sort of stay connected. We are also seeing advisories coming in from the Nepal government and Nepal police regarding the use of proxy browsers and VPNs. So this is something that is continuing.